If I could ask Doug and Josh first, you led out the peloton from Yeovilton last year for the Tour of Britain 2007. How do you feel about doing it again this year?
Well, obviously it's a great honour to be invited back again. We obviously kind of gone too wrong last year. And it's really exciting to be here again, try and mix it with the pros.
Yeah, no, it's great, as you say, you know, to get to do it again on a bigger profile and a bigger race this year. So.
Greta, this is your first opportunity to join in leading the peloton for the Rolling Start. What are you looking forward to about that most?
Well, meeting everyone and just experiencing it really. I mean, you hear the stories from the guys last year and it all sound like really good fun. And obviously it's also an all-male peloton, so it'll be good being female in there as well.
Well, I'm sure they'll give you all the support that you need. Doing this obviously gives you the opportunity to chat to some of the leading riders in the world. Now, could I ask each one of you, is there anybody particular that you'd be hoping to speak to, and if so, what would you want to ask them?
I've got. It'd be great to be around some of the Olympics riders from this year's Olympics. But personally, it was an Italian called Danilo De Luca, who's won a 3-week stage race in Italy called the Giro. It'd be cool to have a chat with him. I think some of the biggest European riders.
Greta?
Well, I've met some of the British riders of the Revolution series in Manchester, so I think it would be really great to meet some of the foreign riders which you might not get to meet otherwise. So yeah, I'd like to meet anyone really.
I'd probably just jump on the bandwagon and go with the Olympic team. Just wouldn't really know what to say to them, but just to be riding next to them is quite an honour.
Now, the weather today looks as if it's going to be entirely consistent with the rest of the British summer of 2008. Based on your own experience, because obviously I know you train in all weathers, what problems do you think that's going to cause the riders, particularly today?
Well, slippery roads obviously. Probably going to be quite a lot of leaves around and nice treacherous corners, but they're pros, they do it day in, day out, so I'm sure they won't mind too much.
I mean, we rode part of the course a few months ago in just out of South Malton. Some of the climbs going up, but going down there's going to be some pretty twisty turns and small tight roads, and in this weather it's made all the harder by that, but they'll be warned, they'll be, as Doug said, they're very experienced.
Yeah, there's a certain corner as you descend off Exmoor down towards Withypool, which you can see up ahead where the road continues, but little do you know that there's actually a hairpin bend coming up. That might be a little bit of a problem.
So you'll be watching that part with interest.
Yeah.
Okay. Greta, can I particularly ask you, there's obviously many cycling tour races for male riders, less so for women riders, and particularly in this country. Do you think that will change eventually, and do you have any developments that you'd like to see for women cycling?
Well, I certainly hope that it would change. There's women's version of the Tour de France and the Giro d'Italia, so hopefully maybe a female version of the Tour of Britain would be brilliant. Especially maybe after 2012 or now after 2008 at Beijing, the profile of cycling should be upped and there should be more women being interested in it, and maybe then something will come.
Now, I'm sure you've got opinions on which teams and riders are likely to be in the mix for the overall prizes come the weekend. Have you got any views now on who you think that might be?
Well, it'd be nice to see some of the British teams like Fam and Craven, maybe Rafa in there. There's a race them kind of week in, week out this year, so if they were up there that would be quite cool.
Yeah, there's Russell Downing from Pinarello as well. He's just come off second in the Tour of Ireland, so he's going to be flying at the moment. But I think a lot of the guys from Europe, the World Championships are only a few weeks away, and I think a lot of them will be firing to try and see what they can do here. So it's exciting.
I think it's going to be tight. I think it's definitely going to be stiff racing throughout, and I think it's hard to predict who will actually be up there, with people coming out of the Olympics, people preparing for the World Championships, and equally it'd be brilliant just to see some of the British riders up there as well.
So can I just ask each of you, what are your personal goals for the year ahead?
Basically to regain on what happened, my illness, and to step on what happened this year and just sort of up my game again for next year, get some good results.
Yeah, well, I want to have a really solid winter. I've just finished college, so I'm going to try and dedicate as much time as I can to training. And hopefully, yeah, do well next year, do some of the big Premier calendar races and start maybe finishing them in the top 30 and see what I can do.
I'm looking to sort of have another strong winter. I'm going into my second year at uni, but going to kind of share my time with that and cycling and hopefully get on a big team next year. We'll see.
So you could be the next Mark Cavendish or Ben Swift, well, being a stagiaire, is that how it's pronounced?
I suppose, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see yourself there. Right, well thank you all very much for your time, and I hope you really enjoy today.
Thanks very much.